there, everybody. Resonator here, and welcome to the channel. I cannot believe what I'm seeing, but we've actually reached 50 subscribers. I think this is a crazy achievement, and I can't thank you guys enough for watching my content. I know my content may not be the greatest, it may not be the most advanced, right? But this is like something that is like a bit of a hobby off to the side. But I'm really thankful that my videos have reached out to you guys and make your days a bit better. In celebration of the 50 subscribers, I have a funny story to tell you guys. This is something that is based off of my teenage years when I first started joining the workforce, and hopefully this content will give you something to laugh about, but also give you guys a bit of an inspiration for those of you who are just joining in the workforce IRL. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the video. And also stay around to the end of the video because I got something else to talk to you guys about. So please enjoy the show. Our story begins around June 2013. I was around 18 years old when I started working for a business called Kmart. I started as a standard sales floor associate, which was a not bad gig at the time, but I learned something this year that will change me forever. At the morning meeting, my manager started giving everyone their tasks. The jewelry staff had to do a head count of all the jewelry products. The other employees had to check out and make sure their areas were clean and ready for today's sales. When the manager got to me, he said, "Mr. Resonator, would you go ahead and get layaway storage cleaned and ready for today's special deals?" "No problem," I said. So I went and grabbed the broom, dustpan, and some garbage bags and got myself ready for the storage room. When I started cleaning, there was a song that came up on the overhead speakers. The song was "She's a Brick House" by the Commodores. I love this song because the day before work, I had a family movie night and we watched Muppets in Space. For some that hasn't seen it, it's the scene when Kermit and friends wake up and everyone starts getting cleaned up and starting their day while the song is being played. While the song was being played, I quickly looked around the room, making sure no one was inside the room and double-checked where the security cameras were so I can be in their blind spots. Once I was set, I dropped my broom like how rappers drop the mic, then start going to town, dancing to the rhythm, and having a blast. Till I heard the door latch, then went full Looney Tunes and got everything together and act like nothing happened. A lot of things happened after that. If you worked in a grocery store, you knew exactly what I was dealing with. Customers complain about the prices and trying to get a steal on a product, having to clean up a spill that someone left behind in the dairy section, and the worst case is having to clean up a mess in the toy section because a kid found a display of silly string and decided to cover the whole aisle in nothing but silly string. Trust me, it smelled like worn out tires for almost a week. 3 hours went by after that nonsense. The last task I had to do before my shift ended was to go to the front lobby and have the display of the 4th of July products ready for that week's sale. Things were going well, was in good spirit, till I heard a voice which says, "Mr. Resonator." I recognized the voice as one of the security guards I've helped in the past. I turned my head to greet them, but all that joy went down the drain and fear took over. As I look down from the ladder, I see the entire security force in front of my ladder. I ask, "Can I help you with something?" The security guard said, "Sir, please step down from the ladder." "Okay," I said, went down the ladder as fast as I could and stood before them. Then the security force surrounded me as I asked, "Do you need my assistance?" The security guard gave me a dead cold look and says, "You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you in the court of law." As soon as I heard that from his voice, my heart felt really tight and my eyes were shot wide open, thinking to myself, what in the world did I do? So as I was pondering, trying to figure out what in the world did I do to get these guys upset, they were automatically escorting me to the security room. They could have went the short way, but instead they went the long way around. Pretty much going by kitchen appliances, the pharmacy, greeting center, bookstore, electronics center, the patio furniture, toy section, grocery store, and finally automotive, which right behind that leads to the security room. It almost felt like, while I was being escorted, like I was being paraded around, showing people, "See this guy? He used to be a hard-working employee. Now he has become a criminal. Be ashamed of this man." And as soon as we got to the security room, I kid you not, what happened from this point forward felt like something that happened in the movie The Godfather. As soon as the security door opens, I walked in and the first security guard says, "Go on, kid, take a seat." I take my seat, just waiting there patiently, and I can hear him talking to the person in charge saying, "Hey boss, we got the kid that you wanted." The head chair turned around and I came face to face with the chief of security. He looked at me stone cold and he goes, "Mr. Resonator, you have made quite the reputation for yourself. You've been in this business for 2 years and you've won the hearts of many people who work here. Though sadly, we came across something that made us question your loyalty to the family." I thought long and hard, thinking, what is it that I did that got all these people upset and questioning my reputation to the business? So I asked him, what did I do that got you upset? And here, the second guardsman comes up to me and he goes, "Come on, kid, don't do this to yourself. Just tell the boss what you did and you'll be off the hook. You'll be scot-free." I thought long and hard, thinking of every possibility and every scenario that I can think of, and nothing came up. So I told them that I didn't do anything, and they looked at me with disbelief. The chief looks at me again, and he goes, "Mr. Resonator, I know you're being honest as you can, but we just have a hard time believing you. We actually have evidence saying otherwise. Now, before we rewind the tape, we want you to be honest with us. Do you know what you did wrong?" And as soon as I heard that, my heart was going faster and faster. I was freaking out. It almost felt like my life was about to flash before my eyes, thinking, oh, great, I'm going to end up in prison. I told them one more time, I didn't do anything wrong that I can think of. So the chief let out a big sigh, turned over to the guardsman, and he says, "Rewind the tape." And as soon as the VHS player was rewinding, my heart was going even faster because the sound of the VHS rewinding was getting louder and louder, and the suspense was killing me. Once it stopped, they all looked at me and he goes, "I'm going to give you one more chance. Do you know what you did wrong?" And I'm like, I swear I don't know what I did. They all let out a sigh, and he goes, "Play the tape." And as soon as I watched it, there was 5 seconds of awkwardness, and the mask came off, and they all looked at me and go, "Is this you dancing in Layaway?" I saw that, I processed, and all I can think of was, oh my God, how did I miss this? And so what happened was, though I was checking the rooms, making sure I was in the blind spot of all those security cameras, there was one camera that was hidden, and it was behind the boxes of bed frames, and it got a good look at everything. So I went from a solid white to a strawberry red, and just covering my face in embarrassment. Everyone was laughing. They just couldn't believe that was me. And I said to myself, there's no way this is going to get any worse. The second I said that, my manager comes in and he goes, "Hey, I was wondering where you are, Resonator. Is this you dancing in the Layaway?" And I went from strawberry red to cherry red. And I'm just saying, please kill me right now. From that day till about 3 days later, everyone got a good laugh about it. They all heard about it. They couldn't believe it was me. At first, I wanted to be mad about it, but the more I think about it, it's like, you know what? How often does something like this happen? Like, the way I see it is, if something like this happens to you, you might as well enjoy it, because honestly, somewhere down the road, you might come across somebody that might have the same problem, and you'll have nothing to do but just laugh at the weird awkwardness that you dealt with here. But yeah, I just want to say the moral of the story for this, for all the newcomers that are joining the workforce, is it's okay to make mistakes. It's okay to embarrass yourself and stuff like that, but don't take it too cold-heartedly, because at least you're showing people, you do have a fun side, a bit of a caring nature. Just be a little bit more careful when you want to feel a bit more like yourself in a workplace. But I like to say that is something I will never forget as long as I live, and that is a story I will share with anybody to put a smile on their face. Thank you guys so much for sticking around at the end of the video here. A couple of announcements for you guys. For this channel, let's try to get this video up to either 150 or to 200 subscribers. If we get to that goal, I will either do another comedy video or I will do a Q&A video for the next one. I also noticed a certain amount of likes for Poppy Playtime Chapter 1 only has 6 likes. If we can get that video up to 30 likes, I will do Poppy's Playtime Chapter 2 in the future. With all that being said, thank you guys again so much for watching my videos. I look forward to seeing you guys in the next one. Take care, everybody, and have a great day and a great night.